Ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. And attitude determines how well you do it. Good morning to all. Welcome to a regional level seminar on financial literacy, empowering the youth in a dynamic economy, organized by the Department of Economics. On behalf of the Department of Economics, I extend a warm welcome to our resource person, Mr. N. Madhav Kumar, Head of 2IL. Our respected principal, Dr. Sister Lalita Thomas, vice principals, staff, and the students of Jyotinivas College. A special welcome to all the faculties and students who have joined us in this seminar on the hybrid mode. Jyotinivas College Autonomous is re-accredited by NAC with A+ grade in 2021 in the fourth cycle of re-accreditation. Keeping with the vision and mission of our college, the Department of Economics organizes seminars, conferences, and workshops every year. Youth empowerment is a process where children and young people are encouraged to take charge of their life. Financial literacy is the key to help young people manage money effectively so that they can become financially stable, build assets, and achieve their personal goals. It is important to give preference to youth's financial literacy in order to cope up with the dynamic economic structure. Financial literacy is the path towards youth empowerment in order to make them self-sufficient and further leads to economic empowerment, which will turn out to be very crucial in the future. Financial literacy facilitates the youth to take exclusive decisions, perfect finance management, and favorable opportunity to become independent and progress in various sectors of the economy. I request Hamsini to introduce our speaker.
Mr. N. Madhava Kumar is an accomplished professional with 20 years of experience in the capital market domain. He is a computer science graduate and an MBA graduate with a specialization in finance. Mr. Kumar has extensive experience and has played significant role in India's leading financial institutions like Cholamandalam and Tata Asset Management Limited, where his responsibility included heading the entire South region at Tata AMC for more than a decade, with complete accountability towards business growth and operations. He has been a consistent top performer using effective business strategy, team management, and excellence in execution. With years of experience and being part of numerous projects, Mr. Kumar has acquired extensive knowledge in the functioning of investment products, stock market, mutual funds, and channel management. And he has even conducted hundreds of training programs related to investments, Indian economy, mutual funds, and so on. This is an interactive session, so I would like to encourage the audience and the students who have joined me online to feel free to ask any questions they have or share any opinions they have on financial literacy. And this will take place at the end of the talk. So I request the students who have joined online to use the chat box to share their questions. I would now like to invite Mr. Madhava Kumar on the stage and take forward the session.
Good morning, everyone. It's been a pleasure to be part of this particular program. Thank you for the nice introduction and thank you, Dr. Nair, for inviting me for this particular session. At the moment I stepped into this auditorium, I got a very nice breeze. Windows are open and the new chairs, right? And and nice, good cushion chairs. Okay. And the subject is at the age of 22, asking me to save money, asking to learn about literacy on the financial subject. Okay, good question. Let me have a seat. Okay. So I requested Dr. Nair that let's make it as interactive as possible so that the effectiveness of the program is there. We didn't want to just put a tick box that we also have conducted a financial literacy program. So I try to ask as many questions as possible, all related to economics. I'm not going to ask about who's the day before yesterday's Formula One winner. Okay. So it's all related to the finance part. How many of you feel that knowing driving is very important? How many of you feel that knowing driving is important? Yes, I agree. I would like to be as good as Michael Schumacher. Not really, right? You don't need to be like a Michael Schumacher, but you all require that driving skill is a very important thing in our life. Yes, that's the same thing which we are going to do it today. Financial literacy is as good as knowing driving, so that in future that would be really helpful when you require money. That subject is all about that. So when in this context, and then I also got a brief about the students who are attending this session. Most of the people would be in the age group of 20, 21 kind of one. Since you're all in the economic student, you must be knowing that what is the size of our population, Indian population? 1.3 billion. Any other answer? Any other answer? We are close to 140, 1.4 billion, 140 crore people are living in our country as per the last census record. Today, if you take it, it would be further higher. Correct. The second thing is, if I put a question like India has seen a highest birth rate in a particular year or particular period. Any idea when was it? 2021, 2020. Any other answer? When did India witness the highest birth rate? Sorry? 2018, before COVID. No, the answer is wrong. So all the period when you people are born, between 2000 to 2005, India has witnessed the highest birth population. If you look at this particular one, the bulge of the graph, the pyramid, is in between 2000 to 2005. You all born in that period, right? 2001, 2, 3, 4. To be precise, 2004 was the highest birth rate which has happened in our country. Okay, I'm not trying to teach this. The extract of this particular chart is, what does it mean? What does it mean? It means you are going to compete with close to 20 to 22% of the population. You are going to compete with 25 crores to 30 crores of Indian population. You belong to that particular graph, particular bracket. Correct? When you step out of your college, there are another 22 crores of people who's looking for a job, who's looking to make a life, who's looking to make a career. Correct? Who's looking to do, competition is going to be heavy for you people. I mean, it's not to be blamed you, the parents should be blamed. Okay. So the 22 crores of people are born in that one, including my daughter. So I am also to be blamed in that the context. Right. So you are going to have a tough competition when you step out of your college. Number one. Number two, when you grow old, as the previous slide talks about this, okay, we are in 2022, we are 140 crores of population. It will further go up. It means that you are going to next 20 years of your career, or 30 years of your career, or 40 years of your career, right? If you are talking about your 22, another 40 years is there in front of you for your career, because you all retire at 62. Look at the population. All along your life, in the next 42 years, you are going to manage with a large crowd of population. It means, what does economic stands for? What does it gives you an economic interference in this one. What is this graph talking about? The next 40 years. One is, as I told you, that you will be competing with another 20-25 crores of population. What else it's going to talk about? Sorry? More working population. Yes, very good, right? Which is good for us an economy. For you as an individual, what? Please, shortage of resources. Very good. Yeah. More demand. That's a very good answer. I'm trying to come in that one. If it's more demand, what would happen to the price? Right, economic students, if the price increases and the money is not, you don't have money, what do? You compromise on your lifestyle, right? If I don't have money, what would I do? I will reduce my lifestyle. You want to have that or you don't want to have that? Nobody would like to have that, right? Right. And what was the speciality of the last 3-4 days? Sunday, what was, I mean, I'm sure that many of you people will be reading newspapers. What was the Sunday's first page of Times of India? Sorry? What is the last week's Times of India, the first page? Saturday and Sunday. Both the days they put that advertisement. Increase in GST, no. Yeah, okay, right. New president, yes. What else news? The front page ad. A new president, now it's got to a second page and third page is news. Any clue? Amazon Great Indian Sale. Correct. It was there in that one, right? 24, 25, 26, 27. 3 or 4 days they have said that Amazon Great Indian Sale. What is the related to this and that? And the first 2-3 pages, always Times of India carries advertisement. Advertisement is more than the actual news in Times of India or any other papers for that matter. What does it mean? Okay, sale is coming often because he keep making you to spend and you have been spending money on that one. Who is the richest person in the world? Huh? Right, you got the answer. You are spending, the other guy is becoming a billionaire. Right? We have been constantly spending. If you are planning to buy one book or even a mobile, because mobile has become an essential today, and then you are getting into the site to buy a mobile, but do you end up in only buying that mobile? You will end up in buying more, right? Because of it's attracting inside you. It attracts you to buy more. It's giving you a lot of offer. Buy one, get one free, 50%. You think that it's a very, very cheap. I've been told there are psychology students also here in this group. I'll come to that part. You have been constantly spending your money. Okay, one is, as somebody said, that demand is going to be high because of a huge population. Throughout your career, next 40 years, you are going to have this problem with you. That's why I don't know whether you people are reading the statistic. The number of migrants, number of people who are moving out of our country is year on year it's going up because they don't want to be with the crowd. They have got money with them, so they are moving to Australia, Europe, US, Canada, which not all the people would get that tick mark. Okay, 80-90% of the people have to stay back in our country, live with that another 140-150 crores. In that process, so many demand goes up because of the high population. Somebody said all will get employed. Yes, once you get employed, you know what you do with the money. Correct. You keep on spending, and then if you also very, very disciplined in not spending the money, Amazon kind of a guys won't allow you to sit quiet. Correct. Amazon kind of guys won't allow to sit quiet. And then your street is famous for eateries, and then today we don't cook every 3 meal a day. Then you don't need to go to the restaurant. There somebody is there to deliver food to you. That costs additional 20% to your expenses. I'm just given next days, we will get more into that one. What is the main thing for savings and investments? What is the very important, essential matter for a savings and investments? Less consumption so that we save more. Good answer. Any other answer? Simple, and whatever I'm asking, it's only a common sense one. I'm not going away from anything else and then asking them. Decent income, reduce expenses, knowing where to invest money, right? Prior to that, the first thing is, if you somewhere close to that answer, first thing is you need a money. Right, you need money to move to the next step. You need a car for driving. Right, you need a car for the learning the driving. Right, first you need money. If you constantly spend your money, and my take-home salary is 50,000, but I've been spending 60,000 a month. Okay, some professors are thinking, am I doing that way? I mean, say, well, then we have to give an 1 lakh example. My salary is 1 lakh, but I've been constantly spending lakh and 20,000. Where is the question of saving? There is the question of moving to the next step. Correct? We are not saving because we have been constantly spending. We go to the, I mean, we people use Amazon. Those professors, they don't do it. They go to a departmental store because they close it. Some other store. Okay. Most of your essential items, which they note it in a chip pad and then go to the departmental stores, right? And all the essential items are there, will not be there in the first rows or second rows. It will be there in the last rows. Have you noticed that, madam? Right. The first few rows, it's only talk about selling their non-essential items. And all the non-essential items, 365 days, if you go and see, it's a buy one, get one free. Correct. And then you will fall prey for that one. You keep on buying those things because it's available cheap. 100 rupees item you are getting at 50 rupees, but the actual product cost is only 25 rupees. Correct. Actual product cost is 25. You are happy because you bought it at 50 rupees, and those people have made money. Again, who is one of the richest Indian investor or Indian person? It's beyond Ambani and Adani. Who's that person? The DMart owner, right? Huh? The DMart owner, he is making money because we are spending. You don't need to complain only the Amazon guy. You have to complain this day also. Because we have been constantly is making us to spend the money. And then end of the day, if you go and budget for 1,000, 2,000 rupees things, you will end up in buying 5, 6,000. And 1 lakh is not sufficient because we have been constantly spending. This is one part. Second thing is in the life, in the last 20 years, if you look at after the digital revolution has happened in the world, okay, we started spending not many things on the gadgets, right? Beyond what it is required, I mean, in the last 2 years, especially because of the COVID, the online, beyond laptop, your headphones, earpods, and then mouse without this thing, you take many of the gadgets started coming into your life. And then we are thinking that it's all essential. Okay, we are not able to distinguish between what is essential and what is non-essential. And 1 lakh income per month, it's not sufficient for you because we have been constantly spending. Okay, at least, okay, I'm spending 1 lakh is what my income. I'm spending 1 lakh, fine. But today, if you go to Reliance Digital or a Chroma to buy your gadget, not only your electronic gadget, even the basic things of your washing machine or your refrigerator or whatever available there, do you require money to buy that? Huh? Do you require money to buy those things? Yes. No, right. Ma'am is right. It's not required. The moment you get into the shop, and then you would have planned to buy a 30,000, 40,000 worth of a TV, whatever it is, and you don't like that 40 because they will showcase better options, right? You will end up in buying 60, 70,000 worth of a TV or fridge, and then immediately that guy will come with the application form. What is that? EMI, right? The loan. First, you don't need to have money. You just spend. Buy now, pay later, right? That option is available even now, started coming in the digital platform also. Okay. Then what you do? Okay, let me pay later. I will take the loan, buy the bigger one. 55-inch TV is what you had planned, but you end up in paying 65. You end up in buying 65, not because you require 65. It's because your neighbor has got a 65-inch TV. right? Your cousin newly bought a 65 HD ultra definition, whatever you can call it. He has got that one. My uncle's son has got, my neighbor has got, my friend has got a bigger TV. Let me also buy that one. This is what actually you are doing for your mobile. Half of the things what you are having in your mobile, you don't use it at all. Because my friend Nalini is having, because my friend Korean is having, let me also have a bigger, better one. Correct? And if you constantly do it, what will happen? 1 lakh is not sufficient because you have been spending. Now you started borrowing and then spending your money. And those people are ready to squeeze you by selling more because then only they will make money. Correct. They are making money if that want. It's not only the big guys, even the smaller guys are doing the same thing. I'm sure that many of the people would be coming from outside and studying here. The moment you step down in Madiwala, which is the closest bus stand, right? When you're coming from Kerala, just an example. You get down in Madiwala, what's the first thing you would notice? Huh? Auto guys, right? Auto guys comes and approaches you. And then you say Koromangala. What would be the first guy saying? Naija. Okay. What else? Huh? He will start with the 200 rupees. Then we will know that it's on the higher side. The second guy will say, come and say, boss, it's 150. You will be slightly happy. Boss, 200 not there. So let me pay 150. And then the third guy will come and say, it's 100. You fix a deal, come to Jyoti Nivas, right? This is how we do. But the actual cost is only 30 rupees. We psychologically pray for this very, very basic strategy. Right? They are cartel because that's how they are doing. Every time you notice that one. The first guy will come and give a bomb number, second guy will a nominal, the third guy will, at least for our psychology's sake, they give us this number. But actually it's not the number. Right? You lost 50 rupees there or 100 rupees there in that deal. You have been constantly losing money. When you get into the Bata showroom, you know their pricing, right? You know the Bata pricing thing. 499, 799, 899. But when you buy that one, I'm sure that psychological student can explain this. In your mind, it's not 899, it's only 800. We think that it's 800 rupees worth product, but it's actually 899, which is 100 rupees more than what your mind read it. Correct. Constantly we have been losing money. It's all small, this thing. It's called as behavioral economics, right? That's how the corporates make you to spend money on that one. And if you constantly spend money and then there's no money in your hand, there is no question of savings and investment. Correct? There is no question, right? There's no money. Where is that one? And then you are going to live for longer, right? You're not, this is not the age to think about all those things. I'm sure that maturity would not be there, but I'll give you the reality. When India got independence in 1947, you know what was our population? Any idea? It was 37 or 40 crores. Today it's 140. That's not the question. You know what was the life expectancy then? You know the life expectancy, right? Economic students. You know what is the life expectancy? Then it was some 40 or 42. Today we are closer to 70. 70 is the average, right? And then we all know that ladies live longer than men. And then if you consider that, you will be living up to 74, 75. And even at 74, 75, in today's context, if you have got some ailment, if you have got ill, you go to hospital, doctor won't allow you to die. Doctor won't allow you to die, right? Because if you die, they lose a patient. Okay, not on the bad spirit, but I'm telling in this one, they'll make you to live. And then you look at the cost. Suddenly this thing came, COVID or Corona came, and you know the kind of money what people spend, not for the treatment. By buying your hand sanitizer itself, you would have spent some 10, 20,000. Your mask, sanitizer, and then your, vegetables cleaning, that cleaning. So many lotions. My wife will spray me like this thing before allowing me to get into my home. Right? So that is all extra money, right? We are spending, and then eventually something else will come up. If it's not for this thing, next 2 years later, we'll spend something else. Correct? So you are constantly spending, and then life expectancy is going up. In the career, you have got a longer this thing, and I mean another 40, 45 years kind of a thing. Plus, and then huge competition is going to be there. Correct? Because you are knowingly or unknowingly, fortunately or unfortunately, you are born in that period, and temptation doesn't allow you to stop spending the money, and then you have been constantly spending the money. Where is that good thing? What should we do then? What should we do then? Save more. Okay. So how many of us are saving more? I mean, not in your crowd because you haven't started earning. How many of us are saving? How many of us are saving? I'm sure that say, look at this particular chart. Look at this particular chart. Pointer. Okay. Look at the very simple. Economic students can easily understand that one. India used to be, I mean, when I studied my PG management in 98, 99, it was 34%. India's saving, GDP ratio, saving GDP ratio, it was 33, 34%. Today it has come down where? It has come down significantly down. The global, we are actually better against the global one. Today, look at the numbers and look at the private consumption. Spending a lot, saving less, it means what? You are not, I mean, we are all majority of the population. Majority of the population isn't just spending more. If I move here, the camera is a problem. Okay. So if you keep spending, which has been happening, the 3% or 4% is a significant percentage considering the GDP, the size of our economy, right? You all know that what is the size of our economy? Close to $3 trillion. India's GDP size is close to $3 trillion. And look at that percentage movement. We have been constantly growing on that the denominator, right? So the spending has been happening, saving has been coming down constantly, mainly because we started spending more. Okay, the average income level, though it has gone up, but predominantly the 20% of the people are earning more. And the bottom 80% people's income level has come down. And then if you are part of that one, then the future is going to be a tough world. Correct. So behavioral pattern is you have to reduce your spending. Okay, we are not saying that you have to be a conjuice in not spending, right? You have to be reasonably spend. If you don't spend, there is no economy, right? That's what the economic theory is. You have to spend, but the thing is, you have to first save and then start doing the spending. How much you save? There is a calculation goes behind that, which we will cover during that. The first part of this session is and make you understand, don't unnecessarily spend too much of money. Keep a portion of money for your future, and then you start spending the other things. Okay, what I'm sure psychology people can add up to this one. People spend for materialistic things, right? What we would say, the wise guy says is spend money for your experience. The millennial kids, when they've taken the survey, the people who are born, you are listening, what are you going to do with your money? Because we do a lot of studies, we study a lot of research in this thing because that's useful to our business. 64% of the people, the population told, the millennial kids told, what do they do? What to do with the money? Any answer? I'm sure you also would have attended that particular survey, but you wouldn't have known that one. 64% of the millennial kids wants to spend their money on what? Buying clothes. What is that? Experience. Correct. Travel. 64% of the population said they want to see the world. Young people always would say that I want to see the world. Once they get married, that will change. Right? That's a different story. Or once you get into employment, you don't get holidays. That's part one, right? You have to start saving. I've given this thing. I don't want to give so many examples, then we don't have enough time on that. Okay, so I start saving. Okay, there are two components. Once, I mean, probably most of the people would get into the job next year or 2 years later, if you're going for a PhD. Once you start earning money, you would start doing the savings, right? How much do you need to save? How much do you need to save? Is there any formula for that? If your father does that one, or father or mother, is there any formula or what to be done once I start earning the money? What will happen after you getting your employment? First thing, how do you get your money? You get your money in bank, right? Once they will ask you to open a bank account, I don't know. I mean, when you get into that, they don't even ask for that one. Today, everything is in the digital banking. All you have to give your mobile number. Once you give a mobile number, the money will automatically transfer to your account. Once I earned, okay, very good. I got a good job in one of my leading MNC company. I got 1 lakh rupees as my monthly salary. 1 lakh got hit my bank account. What do you do? Straight away go to Tanishq and buy whatever you want. Huh? Or straight away go to some local restaurants. I invite all my friends and spend. You do it or you don't? She is saying yes. Just now, I half an hour I've been sending no, don't spend money. She is immediately saying no, I will spend that money. Do that. I'm not saying that. What? Well, that's what I can't say yes or no to that. Right? Do that. What it says is 33% of your income should go for savings. Okay, out of 1 lakh rupees, if you are saving 33 and the rest 77, if you spend, it's fine. But if you spend 1 lakh plus another 33, then it's a sin, it's a crime, right? If you keep adding it, you know the power of compounding, right? I'm sure that most of the people will be knowing what is the power of compounding, both in terms of earning and both in terms of paying the interest. Okay, and the power of compounding kills. Yesterday, again, in Times of India, I don't know how many people have seen a guy, I mean, very sorry to say this, 29-year-old person who got into a debt trap and killed his landlord lady who's 67 or 70. You know how many times he has stabbed? 91 times he has stabbed her. Yesterday's news, it's there in third page or fourth page of Times of India. He got into debt trap. He is completely cornered. He's not able to come out. And then once you got the debt trap, the people who have offered loan to him, they don't keep quiet, right? They will be continuously harassing him. They would have continuously harassed him. And finally, he didn't have a vent. So he just went and did the mistake. 3 months back, there is a couple who worked in US, okay, which has happened in Thrissur, Kerala. Same news. I mean, not to scare you, but give the real news. I'm not giving any other fake news. You can go to Times of India or Google it and do that. Couple with 2 girl children, okay, used to work in US, came to India, and then still working in some MNC, he committed suicide. Entire family committed suicide. Why? Because again, debt trap. These people will come and tempt you to get the loan. And while getting the money, you would be happy because you think that it's all free money, right? That's their business. Okay, their business to give you loan and take interest from you. And if you constantly pay the interest over a period of time, okay, the interest amount would be more than what you have got it. It is the classic case in your home buying. If you look at the EMI calculation of 15, 20 years, if you are, suppose you have taken a 1 crore loan or a 50 lakhs loan, the interest part alone would be above 50 lakhs or above 1 crore if you have taken a 1 crore. Have you noticed it, madam? Okay, that's the power of compounding for good as well as the bad of this thing. Okay, first thing is do not borrow and spend. Okay, the second thing is minimum 33% of your money should go for saving. Okay, right. The third thing is, right, I've started saving. Okay, there are 2 components in that savings part. Yeah, sorry. If you understand this one and then 80% of your job is done, right? Are we saving enough? When I said this, when you are taking a 1 lakh rupees as a salary, I wish all of you to take more than that one. And I'm saving 1,000 rupees every month. Is it sufficient? I am saving 1,000 rupees every month. I am also a saver. No, am I saving enough is what that one question mark is. So in the sum, as per the sum rule, you should have at least 33%, 40% kind of a money to be saved. Second thing is, am I saving in the right place? It means that every month I'm saving 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, whatever it is, but I'm keeping all the money under the pillow. People, I mean, mom and dad, they put it in masal dabba. Mom, not dad, they put it in the masal dabba, right? Right. I'm saving 10,000, 20,000, I'm saving decently, but I'm keeping all the money. What would happen? Value of money goes down. Yeah. Any other answer? Huh? If there is no growth for the money, if there is no growth, what would happen? If there is no growth, what would happen? Two things would happen if you keep money in the one, as like 2018 or 16, madam? 16, right? You know what has happened in 2016? Demonetization came and then said all your old currencies are not valid, so you come and change it. Okay, that's once in 100 years kind of one. But if you keep money in your under the pillow or keep it at home, it doesn't grow. If it doesn't grow, your value of money because of what? The time value of money it keeps decreasing. You all know that what is time value of money and inflation, right? 100 rupees is worth today. Tomorrow or next year, it will become 106 or 107 because 6 or 7% of our inflation. Okay, suppose today 1 kg rice is 100 rupees. Okay, next year if you want to buy this rice, okay, you can buy only 94 rupees worth of rice because 6% or 1 kg rice. Next year if you use the same 100 rupees, you will get only 900 grams. You don't get 1 kg. That's what the economy says, right? So people constantly lose money because of the inflation. In India, inflation would continue bigger because of the first point, demand. Right, the population in India is not like your 30, 35 crores, right? India 140, 150 crores. The peak is what? The peak is going to be, what is the peak it talks about? It's somewhere around 160 crores, 2054. 160 crores people are going to live in India. Bangalore will be squeezed because everyone is preferring Bangalore, right? Entire Europe is struggling. What is Europe? There is a problem now. What is that? Heat wave. And people praising Bangalore. Last 2 months during summer, temperature is between 23 to 26. So every preference of the people is coming to Bangalore. Correct? Same logic. Demand goes up, you have to pay higher price. Earlier, auto games used to put meter, nowadays they stop putting meters, right? Okay, so we are not saving in the right place because of two things. One is because of the ignorance, right? We don't know where to keep our money, so we are keeping under the pillow. But ignorance is one. The second part is what? Why we are not taking the money out? Why people are not putting money somewhere else? They are just keeping it closer to them. Fear, yes, because of fear. If I keep money in bank deposits, tomorrow something happens. If I keep money in some bonds or in equities or in mutual fund, if something goes wrong, I may not get the money. Indians very, very conservative people. Okay, most of the money are lying in the bank deposits and post office deposits. Okay, 140 lakh crore of money is lying in bank deposits as we speak. Okay, bankers are very, very lucky guys because they are taking your money at the cost of what? 4%, 5%, right? When they take money deposit, they will be paying 4, 5, 6, not beyond that one. But what is the rate which they are lending it out? 10, 12, 13, whatever amount, right? The personal loan cost higher. Look at the margin what they are making. We are fools. We are fools to keep the money in bank deposits. Keep bank money. I'm not saying bank deposits are bad. Only to the the relevant amount. Okay, when I'm talking about few things, right, it's not that bank deposit is bad or gold is bad or the real estate is bad or equity is bad. All are good, right? It's like making a biryani. Biryani, which is more important, chicken or rice? Huh? It's you can say I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat. Okay, vegetables or rice? Okay, masala or salt? Not masala. Without masala, how do you get biryani? Huh? Both are required, right? Water or oil? Okay. Madam, you should note this down. I have asked so many questions. Very few people answered. When I asked about biryani, look at the kind of answers which is coming out. So you require, what is that? All require, right? Water, oil, salt, masala, rice, chicken, vegetables, whatever it is, onion, right? But it should have a, what is the very important thing? The prop pot. And you can say gas. What is that? Huh? That's it. What is a very important thing? All are required, but in a right proportion, right? Proportion is very important. Right? If you put more salt, also problem. You can say cashew is very good for this. Can you put 1 kg of cashew for half kg biryani? No, right? You can have a right. So when I'm talking about all these things, we have just touched upon bank deposits. I touched upon other couple of other things so that your understanding will be better. All are good, but it should be in the right place. That's a very important thing. So are we saving in the right place? That's a very important one. I'm saving enough. Okay, I've decided to save 30-40% of my income towards saving so that the future requirements are met. Okay, future requirements are going to be more because they don't allow us to sit quiet. Even if you are, sitting quiet, not spending enough of money, your neighbor or your son or a daughter or a cousin will come and keep poking you, and then you will end up in buying those things. So you keep spending that money. Okay, even after deciding that 30-40% of the money goes for saving, unless you keep it in the right place, there's no point in saving that money also. Why? Because if you keep money in bank deposit, which fetches you 6% today, right? What is your inflation? 6, 7. What is the real rate of return? You know real rate of return in economics, right? No? Yes? There is a concept called real rate of return. That is basically nothing but inflation adjusted return, right? If inflation is 6, 7, and your growth of your investment is 6, you are earning -1 rupee, -1%, which is what exactly happening today. Correct? That's the real rate of return. -1 or 2% is what you are making out of your bank deposits. The second thing is when you invest in bank deposits, again I'm saying bank deposits are not bad, but only the salt. You have to take only little bit. I'll come to that part again. Okay, suppose you are investing 100 rupees in a bank deposits, it gives you 6 rupees. Next year, how much you get? How much you get next year? Very simple, yeah. 100 rupees you are investing in a bank today, it fetches you 6% interest. Next year, exactly next year, this day, how much you make? I think I have to go back to biryani question. 106 is what you get. You get the entire 6 rupees. Would you get the entire 6 rupees in your bank account? What will happen? You have to pay to TDS or a tax you have to pay, right? If you are in the higher slab bracket, okay, you will end up in paying 33% tax. So 6 minus 33 is technically 4.2. 4.2 is what you make out of your bank investment. And your run rate is at least should be 6 and above. Like in cricket, we all know that, right? If you are below the run rate, then you can't achieve the number target. So bank will give you only 4.2 post tax and this thing, whereas your inflation is on the higher side. So where do you keep your money then? Invest where? That's what the question is. Where you stock market, straight away to stock market. The other 1, 2 or straight to stock market. Good. Why stock market then? Why you are investing in stock market? Raise your hand. Mutual funds, okay, very generic answer. Everyone, not only you. It's like, what are you doing? I mean, if you're a student, if I ask you, what are you doing? If you say, I'm going to college. Is it the right answer or I am studying economics? Which one is the right answer? Studying economics, right? Okay. Mutual fund is like that. It's like a college. It's a very broad-based concept. Many people say, I'm investing in mutual funds. I'm investing in mutual funds. It's just a vehicle to help you to achieve certain things. College helps you to achieve your economic scores, achieve your commerce scores, achieve your English scores, right? There are various branches. Same like in mutual fund is like that. I'll come to that part. So where do you keep your money? Bank deposits are bad. Then I'm not saying bad, but it's not giving you the enough return. Where do you keep it? Shares. Sorry, madam. Chit funds. Ma'am said chits. Shares. Go straight away to shares. Very good. Mutual fund, shares. What else? Gold. Yes. Gold is bad or good? Gold is good for wearing, but for investments? Huh? Okay, right. I got the answer. So all what we have spoken about, right? Many of the ones. Sorry. You know what? I mean, the name is behind there. You know who's Warren Buffett, right? You know who's Warren Buffett. Don't say what is that. Okay, that's. So this one we have spoken about the inflation part. Okay. And whatever if the money is growing at 6% or lesser than the inflation part, actually it's not growing. Actually, you are losing the value of money in that one. I'm not familiar with that one. Yeah. There are two components on investment. One is the physical assets where people invest. Most of your grandfather, grandmother, father, mother would have even now majority of the people are investing in this particular box. Again, two boxes, physical assets. Predominantly it goes here, right? Real estate and precious debt, basically our precious metals, which is your gold thing. Most of the money, especially in India, that's why government is trying to do many things to curtail this particular gold investment because it's a loss to the exchequer, right? It's a loss to the government. But we are not producing here, we are importing gold from outside. So obviously what? The money from India is going out. So to avoid that, they are trying to do many things, including many schemes which they launched, which we can talk about later. Most of the investment goes here in India. When I say 17-18% of your money is going towards saving, out of this 18%, majority of the money goes in these two, the land and water, right? Because they don't know beyond that one. They knew what is bank deposits or post office deposits. Yes, that's why 140 lakh crore is lying in bank deposits. The next investment is close to this kind of a one. Immediately, as somebody said, I'll go to Tanishq and buy an ornament, or I'll just go and buy a plot somewhere else, or I'll start constructing a home kind of a one. Nothing wrong in that one. But if entire money is there in the real estate, right? What would be the problem? Huh? What would be the problem? Yeah, the long run, the real estate growth would be as good as your inflation. Okay, beyond that, it will not be there. The second problem which has emerged in the world, okay, I don't know how many people have read the China issue last year or the US issue in 2008. Okay, 2008, the entire when the global financial crisis has happened, it's mainly led by what? Housing crisis, right? They are overloaded with housing, right? They have constructed so many houses and there were no takers. So then what happened? The value has come down. People are not able to repay the loan, right? That's one problem. The same problem which has happened in that grant, the China issue 2 years last year or the previous year, same oversupply of housing. And then what happened? The demand started falling. You are not getting your result. In India also it will happen after 20 years. Once you people, right, this population which I told you in the beginning, the 18-20 crore of people, once they bought their home, right, then the demand will start dropping in that one. So you may not get the appreciation what you are looking in that one. Again, I'm saying that's not a bad thing. Having one home is always fine, but many people they try to invest more there or even in the gold. Gold, what happened? The value of the money immediately reduces the moment you step out of the shop. Right? You are buying 1 lakh worth of gold today because of what? You are making charges. What else, madam? Making and wastage charges. Right? The moment you step out of that one, you may tell Dina madam she will kill me. Malayalis are fond of gold. And then look at all the showrooms, right? Look at the showrooms in Bangalore. It's a huge business. And then it's not the business of the first and sale. Right? It's because of they buy back the gold from you. Okay, suppose you are buying a gold today 1 lakh. Moment you step out of that office or the showroom, it's 80,000. 20% goes for other things. When you go back the next day and say, boss, you take this jewel and give me the money back, 80. But he will make 1 lakh. So he has made money both selling as well as taking back the money, taking back the gold. He has made profit twice. And he saves a lot of money. That's not a thing to be discussed. That's why look at the showrooms. Have you gone to the showrooms in MG Roads or wherever they have got gold? They're spending enormous money to attract people because the profit is much there in that business. Right? You can have a gold. Gold is always considered as an hedge for your inflation or hedge for your safety. Have a reasonable gold. Have a reasonable salt, oil, masala. You just bring it with that. Okay, bank deposit, yes, very good, but I have a portion. Gold, I have a portion, real estate fund. Among the entire order, this guide gives you the better return. This guide gives you the better return, but the knowledge on this thing is very limited as far as our country goes. Only 6% of the Indian population is investing in shares. Ma'am told that I will invest my money in shares. 6% of the population is investing in shares. Okay, that too, most of the people losing money. Why? Because the approach is wrong. Okay, car driving is good, but if you start learning in the traffic, the first day in Koramangala 80 feet road, or Saturday 12 o'clock in this road. I mean, the night traffic is more in Koramangala than the day traffic, right? Especially your road. So don't ask me, sir, when did you come there? Right? So equity should be approached in the way it has to be. Most of the people, somebody said fear in the beginning. What is the opposite of fear? Courage, overconfidence. In our parlance, it's called as greed. The fear and greed. They all wanted to make quick money. That is also wrong. Everyone wants to invest money today and the money should be doubled tomorrow. Is it possible? That's why many of the people in the last year, they lost money in which asset class. I am told that a lot of college students also have got into that one. Cryptos. Right? A lot of people got into cryptos because it came to you. Okay, it all came to you for account opening. Account opening is easy. 5,000, 10,000 is easy. And then imagine the number of people. 12 crores, not 12 crores for this one. There is an ad for cricket playing, right? What is that? Not Rummy Circle. Not this cricket app. There is an app called Rummy Circle, which is a gaming portal. 12 crores Indians have registered in that one or playing in that one. Whereas 6 crores people are investing in stock market. Why? Because the greed. They all wanted to make quick money in that one, which is also wrong. If you have started learning very fast driving in this one, what will happen? You will meet up with accidents, right? That is what we are doing. Once you meet up with your accidents or met up with your accident, would you come back? No. The approach should be right for it. If your approach is right, okay, you will make a lot of better money in that one. Why I'm saying with that example is, who are all the richest people in the world? Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. I think he's coming out in the ranking. Adani, okay. Who's that? Jack Ma of, okay, very good. Warren Buffett used to be one of the richest, but he has come down in the ranking, but he is one of the top richest person. What else? You use that your Michael Kors bag, right? MK. And then there are a lot of related products which that guy, that family is big. Okay, that's for knowledge. Elon Musk, yes. What is the common thing of all these people, what I mentioned? What is the common? They spend on? They don't spend. They spend. Like that. What is the common thing of all these people which you have mentioned now? Say more. Okay. What else? Very simple answer. They invest. Okay. What else? They make. No. They're all what? They're all business people. They're all business, right? They're all into business. Amazon into business. Tesla is into business. Bill Gates is into business. Whoever it is, Jack Ma is into business. The Walmart family is into business, right? They're all business people. Only business can give you the better returns. That's where I'm trying to come, right? You all know that equity is nothing but participating in a business. Right, equity is nothing but you are giving money to Ambani's or Adani's or Tata's or Birla or Bata company, Maruti company. They're all into business. You're also giving money there. But if you give the money in a right approach, you make fantastic return in that one. I don't say fantastic, it's a better return than that one. It means because business is there for growth, right? Business is there for growth. If you choose the right business and invest in the right way, like how I said, chicken biryani, quantity of money rightly if you put it, and you make money there in that. Bank deposit is good, yes. Gold is good, yes. Real estate is good, right? Bonds are good, right? Equity is also good, right? But the proportion should be right. That's a very important. When I'm saying proportion should be right, what is my proportion? Well, how much I should invest in these things? There is no standard answer for it. There is no standard answer for all these things. Each individuals are unique because their background is unique, their risk-taking ability is unique, their income level is different, unique, their education qualification. Husband and wife working, then the model changes. I got one kid, the model changes. I got 4 kids, the model changes, right? So different people are having a different requirement and different background. According to that, it has to be fixed. Some people like spicy biryani, some people like veg biryani, some people like whatever, right? More spicy, then you have to add that one. So it's not a concept. All the products are good. All the things should be approached in the way so that it will be good. It will come as a flavored biryani. Correct? Okay. So I just touch upon somebody, everyone said mutual funds. Okay, I'll take 5 more minutes and then do that because that's becoming a very popular product in the one. So there are 2 components in the financial assets. Okay, that you are clear, right? The gold, real estate, how you make money, taxes, all there, etc., etc. When you come to this asset, the financial assets, right? There are 2 categories in the financial assets. One category is a fixed return investments. The other category is a variable return investments. Equity is a fixed asset or a fixed or return or a variable return. Equity is a variable, right? You don't know what kind of a money SpiceJet makes this year or a Jet Airways will close, right? Indigo makes this year or how much money Bata showroom makes this year. No one knows. So because no one knows, the stock price also goes up and down and then there is a variable return. Whereas if you are keeping money in bank deposits, you very well sure that I make 6% a year, I make 10% a year, I make 7% a year. So there are 2 broader classifications. One is the fixed return income products. One is the variable return product. Fixed return products are relatively very less risky, whereas the variable are slightly higher risk. But this is where we make money also, right? And what mutual fund does is, okay, when coming to that one, mutual fund is nothing but a transporter. It's just a vehicle provider to you. Suppose you want to go to Manigala, what do you see? You see a lot of private buses, right? Omnibuses we call it as, right? Omnibus, government bus, everyone comes there. You choose a bus where you want to go. If you want to go to Kerala, Cochin, you take a Cochin bus. If you want to go to Hyderabad, you go to Hyderabad. If you go to invest in a bond, you take the bond bus. If you want to invest in equity, you take the equity bus. If you want to sleep and go, you take a sleeper bus. If you want to take a AC bus, take a AC bus. They got hundreds of products, hundreds of schemes. What you require? Sorry, on the broader requirement, you choose the one. I want to go to Cochin. So you identify which are all the buses goes to Cochin, take this thing and then go there. In a simple term, it's a pool of money. Bus is what? It pools 30, 40 people and go to a common, travel to a common destination. That is what exactly mutual fund does. Okay. Because of the convenience, rather than you driving on your own, you don't know how to drive, you don't know how to, don't know the routes, right? You don't know the night riding. So better take a bus and go to Cochin, right? So that is what mutual fund. It helps you to travel from one destination to another. That is the funda of mutual funds. Clear? Okay. So to summarize that, yeah, please just do that. Yeah, I will do that. Let me see. Oh, the other people, the outsiders. It comes here, right? That's what you have mentioned. Yeah, okay. I can elaborate, but then it will get into the next video.
Please feel free to ask any questions. So I have a question.
Yeah, please.
So we have learned like so many concepts and a lot of realities are also being exposed. Post term, what do you think is the best thing for us? Like once we go back, like all of us, I'm sure most of us have like our own bank accounts and everything, and we're doing a lot of digital and everything. So what do you think? Like the first thing we can do?
Yeah, there are two ways. As a student, since you have not started earning, right? It's all your father funded money, right? So what you do, you take money from him and then doing the investment. If you're really starting that, it's not the right thing, right? Father himself would do that. This thing is consciously keep this knowledge in mind. Okay, try to learn. As I told you, the first question was whether driving is important or not, right? If you feel that financial literacy is important, knowing about finances is very important, then you have to have a constant touch. It's not like one day I learned and then forget it. Same in the car driving, right? You have to be constantly one. And the second thing is the evolvement of approach, right? What 20 years back, what your father and mother done, or 40 years back, what your grandfather and grandmother has done, is not going to be the same, right? You will have a newer products, newer segment, but all within this segment. Whatever it is, even 10 years later, 50 years later, everything comes within this broader aspect. So have knowledge on this. Okay, number two. Second important thing, or the first important, not this one, the first foremost important, I thought of sharing this in the summary, this thing, consciously think about saving money. So the study says is, women are better savers. Women are better savers because of their ignorance and the risk-taking ability. They don't go beyond masala dabba or bank deposits. Most of the women, they always have a fear because in India, not 80 or 90% of the women are not going for a work, right? So they're all homemakers. What they think, if my husband is not there, how do I live from 60 to 80 or 70 to 90? They will have a fear. So that the saving protection is very natural to them as a mother, right? As a woman. Women are better savers, but because of the ignorance and non this thing, they'll try to keep all the money in certain places, which is not good for the long term growth. So in your context, I'm sure that 100% of the people would go for work the day one. Okay, the day one start thinking about saving. A portion of money would go for a saving, whether it's a bank RDs or mutual fund SIPs or gold schemes, whatever it is, but start enrolling in that one. Otherwise, it's very, very difficult. Why I'm saying is not for anything else. Longer you stay in an investment, better you make in terms of the growth. Mainly because of what is the reason? You stay for a correct. If you stay for a very long time, you don't need to do many things. After a period, right? It's like planting a tree. Once you plant the trees, the first 6, 7 years you have to pour water, fertilizer, manure, many things you have to do. Seventh year onwards, it started giving you the fruits, right? So that this is a very big the power of compounding, as ma'am rightly pointed out, right? Start saving. After some years, it automatically improves. So in your question, don't need to do anything much, but you keep consciously start having information about that one. The moment you do it, take the advice of advice. When you make biryani, who's your coach? Who's your guide? Huh? Mother, okay. YouTube, right? You take either a lesson from YouTube or you appoint a coach for you, right? There are quite a lot of investment advisors like that. They will tell you, okay, this is where you have to put your money. This is how you have to approach your money. They will guide you accordingly.
We got a question from one of the students. So all the, about how to manage finances and so on, what do you think, when do you think would be like the best age to start learning about?
When is the best time to plant a tree? That's the answer. Yesterday is the best day to plant a tree. Now, right, in your case, day one, first month salary is the right time. Okay, you don't borrow and invest. Okay, the moment you start getting your salary, you start doing it. And then you will have a yes. So that's one of the points which I covered in my summary. Yeah, she has got a question. Yeah, please tell her. You don't need a mic, I can.
Every stocks give us profit. We see people getting losses in stocks and going to debts and all. Like, how can we trust stock is the best option for investing?
Yeah. So now you have a when you book a bus, what do you first look into that? Huh? Price ticket. Okay. What else do you look? Huh? Ratings. Correct. Ratings in the sense, how do the ratings come up? It's not just like that they're giving 5-star rating, right? They would have done a lot of analysis, past record, what is their growth, who is the driver or who is the company which runs that one, right? Whether the price is good or bad. Based on so many factors, you come to a rating, right? The same stock market also, so many rating agencies are there, companies are there. You can do your own studies. You have studied about stock market, buy and sell, and then you have to do that. It's a bit of a study. It's not easy. Like I want to buy TCS or I want to buy Wipro or Infosys, right? Don't do that. Study about that and then do that. That would be the right. So losses, I tell you, mainly because of the greed and short-term in nature. I've given the example of a tree, correct? I've given an example of planting a tree. In box, if it's posterior, you can also do that. I've given an example of planting a tree, and I said how many years you need to wait? 6-7 years, right? 6-7 years you need to wait to start reaping the benefit. Most of the people, when they invest in stock, their mentality is invest today, tomorrow I have to start reaping the benefit. If that being the case, why should he run a company? Why should Narayana Murthy should run Infosys? Rather, he will put his money in stock market and make money, right? Correct. So business is tough. You have to be constantly look at what kind of a business you want to invest and then do it. Do study and then do it. Or the second easy way is give it to a fund managers. There are quite a lot of mutual fund companies that are all fund managers, right? give the money to them. They know what to buy, when to buy kind of one, and then they do it accordingly. Yes, yes, ma'am. You get safety, but you not get the growth. Bank deposits in India is one of the safest. Okay, though technically there is a aspect in that one. Suppose you are investing 25 lakhs in a bank deposits. If bank goes bust, possible, right? Banks also can go wrong, like as you said, the business going wrong. Banks also have gone wrong, right? Yes Bank, the recent example, 2018, Global Trust Bank, there are certain cooperative banks have failed, okay? So what do you do? Banks failed, what do you do? What will happen to your money? Huh? Not God, it's never happened in India. That's the beauty of our system. Technically, it can go wrong, but never happen in our history. What happened if bank is about to bust or it's burst, right? Like Yes Bank, who's the banker's bank? RBI. RBI will come and take over the control of the bank and then ensure that all the depositor holders get their money back. Number one. Even in that case, if RBI could not do that, there is a deposit guarantee insurance, which is a parliament approved thing. Up to, I mean, it was 2.5 lakhs earlier. Now, in 2018 or 19 budget, Dr. Sitaraman mentioned that it's 5 lakhs. Up to 5 lakhs, you get a guarantee. If you are invested 25 lakhs, if the bank gone bust, you will get back your 5 lakh rupees as your insurance. So that's the most safest kind of, with a lot of convenience. You can go and take more than the safety. Okay, what we call it as SLR, safety, liquidity, and returns. Safety is a more important thing. Second thing comes the liquidity. At any point of time when I require money, which is the biggest problem in real estate, right? If I invest money, if I want to sell a property today, it's not possible, right? Tomorrow you don't get the money. You have to find a broker, then broker has to find a buyer. The buyer may take time, and it takes some 2-3 months to sell a property, right? Whereas in equities or bonds or any financial asset, next day morning you can get it. Next day night, within 2-3 days you will get your money. So once you get into that one, you will understand about the positives and negatives of all the financial instruments or physical instruments available, and the financial decisions also made up on that. Suppose at the age of say 27, I am going to get married. I need 5 lakh rupees, right? What I'm going to save 5 lakh rupees on just a month back. I need that my 5 lakh rupees for my spending. Would you invest that money in real estate? Would you invest that money in real estate? No, right? Purpose also matters when you do the investments. What purpose you are saving? When do you require money? That's basically the liquidity. Safety part, liquidity part, then comes the return part. Don't, because of return, don't jump into that one and don't go for a unregulated investments. A lot of chit funds in India are all unregulated things. Okay, go for a regulated investment. I'll just summarize, madam. Or any more questions? Yeah, please.
That level of money that you have right now, you can't really run because it's expensive. We might have to give people because something like that the government has done. So you can use money there. So then investing real estate have seen a better option.
Okay, since you have opened up, so real estate requires slightly a larger money for it, right? You can't invest 5,000, 10,000, 5 lakh, 10 lakh. You need at least 50 lakh, 1 crore, whatever. Okay. So size require is huge. Second thing is, when I said the tax which you have it in this thing, bank deposit, would you think there is no tax for real estate gain? Any growth, any income you make out of any of the investments, you will end up in paying tax. Okay, real estate, Bank deposits, it comes as per your slab. Income tax slabs, you know, right? There are three slabs available. So whichever slab you fall in, that rate you have to pay as a tax for bank deposit returns. Whereas in real estate, it's a flat 20%, okay, plus 4% surcharge with the indexation benefit. So you will end up in paying tax. Government won't allow you to. They are putting tax for your curd and paneer, right? It was the recent joke, right? GST for paneer butter masala. Correct. So they are putting even tax for curd and rice. Do you think they will allow you to earn money without tax? Because of the ignorance. I don't know beyond the investment in real estate. I don't know beyond investing in bank deposits. I don't want to try driving. If I try driving, I will end up in accidents. Right. So these are all the psychological part of a human being. So they don't venture into that one. Most of the people still travels in train and bus, right? Right. They don't do that one. So in that context, they don't want to try beyond that. If real estate, I'm not saying real estate is bad. It has an issue of one is a large chunk of money is required. Liquidity is an issue. Disposal always will be a problem. Maintenance is a problem. Long-term return, if you look at the statistics, it will end up in 6-7%. Bangalore, maybe one or two places you have seen a higher returns. But whereas if you look at in the long term, it will also be a 7-8% kind of a return. People think that getting rentals from real estate, right? They think psychologically it's a free of money. They think that I've invested a 1 crore property and then get not I'm just saying people I mean guy invested a 1 crore property and every month he is getting 3%, 30,000 return, and the assumption is they are getting it free. But what is the return there? 1 crore property in Bangalore fetches you 30,000 rentals. What is the return? What is the yield? 30,000 per month. What is annual? 3,60,000, right? 3,60,000 for 1 crore investment is 3.6. 3.6 is your rental yield. Okay, whereas bank deposit is paying much more than that. Over and above, you borrow money because for buying a property, you take loan, right? You borrow money, there you pay 8%. 3 is what you are earning, 8 is what you are paying. Technically, actually, it's a loss. But people have a psychological comfort because I got a home. And the second thing is if you just go and approach guys who are buying home normally it happens between 30 to 35 in Bangalore. In those days, it's 40. I'm sure that in your age, right, you would have bought home at 40. In a normal scenario, not your 30 to 35, mainly because not anything else. Because my friend has already got it, he is earning less than me, but he has got a property. My mother is putting pressure to buy a home. My cousin has already bought a property. They think that property, if you have not bought, you are in social standard, you are one notch down. That's the reason nothing wrong in having a home, I'm not saying, but because of the pressure, they're jumping and buying it. But if you look at the overall mathematics, it's actually a loss. Good. That's a good question. Yeah. But the example what I gave is driving, right? Right. If you start learning driving in the peak traffic hours, you will never learn. Right? You will end up in meeting few people and you have to first learn when no one is there, right? So start investing in that. I'm just giving a note. Second thing is experience. Okay, when you start an equity investments, right? You don't straight away get into the 50 year, right? You have to experience first year with a small money. Okay, say if you are earning 1 lakh rupees and intended to save 40-50,000, out of 50,000, you invest 10-15,000 initially, gradually, as per what it's supposed to. Okay, Because if you want to grow faster, don't plant the tree in both the sides, right? Suppose you are planting a mango tree, do you plant 2 or 3 plants together? You will keep to maintain the distance, right? Here, there, 20 feet away from each of the one, and then do it. So there are certain ways to do the investment. If you learn how to do it, if you learn how to do the trick, do it accordingly. But the thing is, that's the only place where you need money. That confidence you need to have, that will take away your fear factor. Experience with the smaller money in the initial period. Take the expert opinion initially. When you learn driving, always there will be a learner, the driver, right? The guy who teaches you will be there. But take that advice and then do it. So the learning would be easy. You will not have the fear factor. Very interesting. It's a very vast subject, equities. I didn't touch upon because I don't want to get too many things in your mind and then yes.
So we are potentially employees. So we end up spending so much on rents and different branches. Isn't that a greater cost?
You're right. You're right. I mean, that's the second step of this thing. Yeah? That's in your hand. The two.
We are working. In a real estate, like when we have a sale. So at least this money which I'm spending on rent, I can put that as in my EMI. So this is the problem.
Okay.
One is a greater loss.
Sorry, madam. Okay, so I mean, since slightly technical, but it's a very good this thing. Same example, 1 crore property you are having, okay, and then you are paying an EMI of 1 crore. How much would be the EMI? Any idea? If it's today, what is the running rate of a bank? This thing, housing loan, 8%, madam, 7.5, 8. You take it, so you are roughly paying 80,000 rupees as your EMI, right? And you said instead of paying rent, I'll go for real estate, right? What is the rent? 30,000, right? The buyer, the other guy who has let out the rent to you is actually a fool. Then the other guy is smart. One guy is a fool means other guy is a smart, right? So the guy who bought it at 1 crore and then letting you out for 30,000 rupees, it means that instead of you paying 80,000, you are paying only 30,000. You are saving how much? Okay. What one? Here you are smart. Okay, because he's losing your gain. This 50,000 is to start saving. If possible, right? It's 50,000 you are saving, and the saving rate is 10, 12, 13, 14%. Then after a period, you will get a sizable chunk of money which can be used for buying a property. There is a calculation goes behind. If you save for 10 years or 12 years, save that 50,000 in a monthly, which fetches you 10, 12%. 10, 12 years, you will get some 1.5, 2 crores. So that money for buying a property. What we are saying is, don't, I mean, in housing it can be done because it's a appreciating property. The thing is, more smartness is Elon Musk lives in a rental home. World richest person, but in the rental home he buys, I mean, he lives in an island. That rental costs 3.5 lakh, 4.5 lakh dollar, I don't know. He lives in that one. Warren Buffett still lives in a 2 BHK apartment. Because he's saying that investing in a property is a bad mistake. I mean, for his one, because he knows to make 12%, 14%, 15% return. Correct. But having said that, there's no right answer. Because buying home is more of a psychological. Okay. Today, this calculation is fine. Mathematically, this is superior, not buying a home. But the age of 60, 70, if you don't have it, you can't run around between places. On a given day, if the owner comes and says, boss, you vacate. 60, 70, you can't carry your luggage and go. So in that context, having a one home is not a wrong thing. But many people invest 2 homes, 3 homes, 4 homes. Those are all the wrong things. Technically, you don't make money out of it.
Like after some years, once the EMI all is clear, but still you have a profit from the rents.
But if you look at that, so suppose you are saying, if I'm saying 1 crore, the property, right? And you have been paying for 10 years, 11th year onwards, you start getting the rent. You know the XIRR calculation in Excel? You all know Excel calculations. There is an XIRR function formula. Just put your cash flow, right? 1 crore investment, 80,000 for next 10 years, and maybe 11th year onwards, you started getting the return. Whatever you think, and then put it. And see the calculation, return won't be beyond 6%. In a real estate, how much ever you do, not a year there and this one, the return would be between maximum between 6 to 8% on the long run. So in that context, rentals, okay, you are saying 10th year onwards, you get the rentals. 10 year later, your 1 crore property would become 2 crore. The 10 year, it's double also, right? Their growth also there. For a 2 crore, you will get 60,000 as rent. First 10 years, you got 30,000, which is 3.6. Got it? The first 10 years, you are investing 1 crore, 10 years, you are getting 30,000 as a rent. Effective yield is 3.6 because multiplied by 12. So 3.6 is what your rate of return. Maybe 12 years, 10 years later, rentals also goes up, right? You will start earning better. Rentals will move from 30 to 60, just for a calculation. But the property worth would be 2 crores. For a 2 crore property, you are getting 60,000 as rentals, which is again a 3.6. Yield always in India, the residential property rental is less than 4%. 4 is the maximum I'm saying. In Bangalore, it's all working out to 2.5%. The rental yield is just 2.5%. You people smart enough to get a rentals rather than buying up because you are getting a 2.5. Okay, so and then save, but you have to be very, very disciplinedly save the other money. If you spend that money, then it's of no use. You have to save it in a place, make it grow, and then spend. Good. I'll take 2 minutes to summarize. Okay, just would like to summarize that one. The starting point, what we spoke about the population of in India and which segment has got the highest population. And unfortunately or fortunately, it's your segment of people, your set of age groups. Okay, 18 to 22, 23 kind of one. And the next 30, 40 years, India will see the highest population growth. We are talking about 160 crores kind of a one. You are going to live in that kind of an environment. High competition, high demand, and demand leads to high price and with a lot of peer group pressure. My friend has got a car, I got a car, you have got a car. You are going to live in a high competition, high pressure. So what it will happen, you tend to spend lot of money, whatever you are earning. Okay. And then if you keep spending your money, you will not left with any money for saving. If there is no money left for saving, your future will be a problem. Because future also you require money. In India, we don't have a pension system to take care of your system. And social system is also changing, right? Earlier, son or daughter will take care of you. But today, no. They will be going at the age of 16, 17, like what we are seeing in Western countries. So always you need to have your own financial freedom. You need to have money with you. Right. You want the money with you, you need to start saving that one. Earlier the better. Because the power of compounding will help you in growing that investment or saving much far superior than what you think. So start immediately. The moment you start getting a job, start saving your money. Second thing is save it in the right place and in the right mix. Okay. If the mix is wrong, right? Then you will not reach your destination. You travel, but you will not reach your destination. Suppose if you want to go to Delhi, which mode of transport you choose? Flight or a car? If you want, if it's a Spice Jet or a Benz car? Huh? Well, SpiceJet in the rank, they are in the third or fourth rank, right? But still you choose SpiceJet, not the Mercedes-Benz. Even Mercedes-Benz, it will take 30 hours to reach Delhi, right? So that's what I'm, sorry? your intention to reach Delhi as quick as possible, right? So choose the right asset allocation. That's a very important thing. That's what I said, right? Banks are good. It does not mean car is bad. If you want to travel to Mysore, which mode of transport you choose? Car, right? So it depends on the journey, destination, where you want to go. Choose the assets. Bank deposit is good. Gold is good. Real estate is good. Equities is good. Mutual fund schemes are good. It depends on what you require, where do you want to travel. Have that combo in your investment. So the journey would be as, as good as what you are looking for. That's from my side. Thank you so much. Before I ending up, thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much for the hospitality also. And all the best to students. Thank you.
Afternoon to all. I consider it a great honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this successful event. Let me first start by thanking the Almighty God for making today's occasion a great success. First and foremost, I want to thank our guest speaker, Mr. N. Madhava Kumar, head of TUI Wealth, who despite his busy schedule, found time to enlighten us on financial literacy, empowering youth in a dynamic economy. I would like to thank our beloved principal, Dr. Sister Lalita Thomas, and the management for their continuous support and giving us the opportunity to conduct this session. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Leena Nayak, Dr. Rana Ganpati, and Dr. Anuja B, who helped us organize such an event and for their various contribution, guidance, and encouragement in all our efforts. A special thanks to our technical team and the non-teaching staff for all their efforts to ensure that this event becomes a huge success. I would also like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants and faculty who have joined us online from other colleges and also our beloved participants present here. And last but not the least, I would like to thank the volunteers and student coordinators for the cooperation and dedication. Once again, thank you very much to all who are present here. The link to the feedback form will be sent through the chat box. Kindly fill the feedback form to receive the instructions. Thank you.